Hey, what's up? What's up? What's good? What's good? What's good, everybody? It's welcome to the Millennial Gaze. Say hi, Katie. Say hi, Keisha.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, Keisha.
Yes.
Hey, y'all. Sorry we're late today. Just a little bit of you know, life happens. But hey, Andrea, I see you over here. I am a G. Thank you. I appreciate that. Uh, And so, yes, welcome to our show today. It is the 4th of August. We are in August finally, Leo season. Happy birthday to all the Leos. Um, Today will be a very fun episode. We talking about the weird, the wise, the white supremacists, and the ones that are willing to fight, which happen to be us. Um, and I think it's just been an interesting summer. I just wanted to start off this episode with letting y'all know where I'm going. I just started back on work. I know you guys have known, I've been saying this over for a while, that I've been unemployed for 2 months. This is my first day back at work. I'm so happy and blessed to be back here, and be like expecting like a normalcy within my life again instead of having to, you know, just kind of scrounge around and feel uncertain all the time. That wears on you. So I am happy to be here in August. And Katie and Keisha, tell me how you're feeling. Before we start, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, do your introductions, and then Katie, I'm gonna give you the floor for your rant that you said you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, so you were talking about like routines and stuff, and I agree, like having summer can be great, but like having a routine and having stuff to do is definitely helpful. Like for me, my husband last week started marching band camp, and so like it's weird when he's not home, but then like recording this show and then Wednesday and Friday definitely makes me miss him a lot less and having other stuff to work on, but I totally understand what you mean about that.
Yeah,
Keisha?
I totally get that. Routine is, as much as I can hate routine sometimes, it does make your life more comfortable and makes your brain feel better. I'm good. I'm chilling. I had a good day. It's not too hot in New York finally. We're getting a break before
Yes,
the heat
same here.
returns. So yeah, I'm good.
Sweet. All right. Well, how about we go ahead and let our homie Katie go ahead and work on our and just do her rant on the Millennial Minutes. Millennial Minutes is gonna be fun today because it's a little wild. It's a little unorthodox. So Katie, why don't you go ahead
So,
and do your thing? Oops, sorry.
so I know a lot on the show we don't like to talk about like the Epstein and the Maxwell stuff, but I'm just getting so pissed off at all of this attention that they're trying to put on Maxwell, that she is also some type of victim and the monster was really Epstein and all of this stuff. And it's like, bitch, if you take a second to do any research, she was worse than him because she also participated in so much of what happened with the R word with all of these girls, because she also groomed them and she did all of the other things that Epstein did, if not worse. And the fact that now there's people literally on news media saying like, "Oh, we have to feel bad for her." Oh no, no, I agree. No, like fuck that. I'm so done with hearing about how all of this shit about her. I feel so awful for all of these victims that literally have to go through all of this again. Because when you go through something with PTSD and all that shit, it never leaves you. And then when you have to go and see like situations again, it's even harder. And I just feel so bad for all of these families and all of these people that have to deal with this again. And especially for the families of like, sorry, my daughter's in here. For the families of like these poor girls who, took their own lives. And it's just, my heart breaks for them. And it just makes me so effing angry. especially now that they took Trump's name out of all of it too, and who knows what's going to happen next. I'm just so pissed off. Oh, Andrea, yeah, I do think he'll pardon her because there's no reason she should have gone to that country club prison. She should have stayed in like full security bullshit. Like, I am just so pissed off about it and sick of it, and it's just, anyway, yeah.
I heard that. She I still can't believe she's in the same prison as the Real Housewives of Utah, Jen Shaw, and the bloodletting lady.
The bloodletting lady. Oh my god.
I've been going down a rabbit hole on YouTube watching psychics, and there's this one psychic that I've been following, I think Linda the Comanche, and she said that Trump is probably going to pardon Maxwell and Diddy. So if that happens, just two terrible people getting away scot-free. But she also said that if she is pardoned, then she's going to be looking over her shoulder for the rest of her life because a lot of people have it out for that woman.
Good. Let her look over her shoulder for the rest
I
of her
would
life.
say it's probably safer for her to stay her ass in jail. Like why would you, unless you have some hidden secret Epstein Island, you're just gonna go back to your island and shit. But I what I think about this is it is very frustrating because these people are just getting away with any which thing that they can get away with. Even my only kind of caveat to this is that once this is all said and done, everything will have to be and must be overturned, rewinded, completely just null and void in what has happened in this administration as a whole, because of just how invalid everything was, how unlawful things were, how unconstitutional things were. Like, she is clearly a felon, and has been convicted, and like through a jury and everything, with evidence of the peers. Just right now is not the time to really worry about it, because at the end of this we will be able to solve these problems. But right now we're not in that moment of time where things are operating the way that they should be, I guess you could say.
Well, I mean, I completely agree. But right now, the thing I'm just the most worried about is the victims.
Yeah.
And I'm the most worried about them and their mental health and their families. And, you know, I'm sure there's people out there that were like, oh, this happened like 20 years ago. When you suffer through trauma, there's shit you just don't forget.
What would you suggest, Katie? Like during the meantime, as a word of advice for the victims, for the survivors that have gone through this, like knowing that they might have to kind of wait it out just a little bit longer. Like, what words of advice would you have?
Something I would just say is like, I'm sure a lot of them have probably like gone to therapy and stuff. Don't close off how you're feeling. Talk to your support groups, like talk to your therapist. And even if you need like to up your medication to get through some of this stuff, if you're on medication, like take care of your mental health as much as you can. And if like they have the funds or the money to like jump on the bandwagon to sue the administration or whatever, do whatever you need to do to keep your sanity. Because it doesn't sound like this shit is going away, and it doesn't sound like it's ending anytime soon. And so, mental health is just as important as physical health.
Tisha?
What would I recommend? Girl, I have no idea. Everything Katie said about taking care of your mental health, that all the families and the victims, because that's the most important, because they don't have control over what happens to this woman.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I understand how it can be infuriating, painful, uh and just honestly triggering, and almost like wants to put you back into that dark place. um I would just say, like, know that this isn't going to last forever. That all this bullshit that's going on is not sustainable. The only thing that I have to advise people of, and this will carry us through the episode, is that we are not fighting back um the way that we should be. I know that we're on our channel and we have our community, and please don't stop any of that. I'm not slating none of that. That is highly important, and we're on the right path. My only grievance and my only like major concern that pretty much gives me fear and anxiety is that we are like 100 steps behind these people. They're implementing so many different fucked up things like on a daily basis that we are not able to keep up with, and we are not fighting on the same level as they are. And so that's where I am starting to get a little afraid here.
Well,
So
it doesn't help either that there's so much shit happening that now basically, I think I had seen something about like all the crap that's going on in Texas. Like the Democratic reps from Texas are literally just like spread out to like Democratic states trying to figure this out. Meanwhile, like 7 other things are happening, and there's not enough Dems to even do anything to get to all of it at this point.
right.
And then you also have the bullshit with like a bunch of Democratic senators literally voting to keep weapons in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a whole other thing too. And it's like we can barely keep up with the news just as everyday people. And there are the people out there that are like the Dems that are out there trying to fight. But we have to stop like being like faux Republicans and voting for some of this stuff just because you're what is it? You're like campaign contributors work for a certain side.
Yeah. Monique 100% right here on this comment here down below. So what I'm going to do actually, because I feel like this goes into what we're talking about a little bit more, I'm going to switch and we're going to talk about your topic after this next one, Keisha. Because I feel like this kind of feeds in a little bit better. What are we going to do about the fight? How are we going to fight back here? How do we get from the 100 steps behind? And so I wanted to go ahead and look at we don't I will not go ahead and can you guys still hear me, by the way? Because I did click away. You can still hear me, right? Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
We hear you, yes.
Yeah, sorry. I only have one screen, so I need like verbal cues. But we're gonna go ahead. I'm not gonna fuck around with Paramount because they're gonna make us like edit the whole video and get flagged and all that, right? But I have a little presentation with I don't know if anybody saw the Kamala Harris Stephen Colbert interview.
There was the extended one that's on. It's so good.
It's really, really good. Honestly, I will say it made me emotional.
Also,
because it
sorry,
made
go
me
ahead.
yeah, it just made me feel like, damn, like we
Fucked up.
yeah, we fucked up royally, like in like the best way possible. So
I also love that she went on of all the shows, like late night shows to go on. She went on Stephen Colbert.
perfect
Like that,
timing, right? And
yeah,
she's
that
so gorgeous. Look at her Libra energy just popping.
yeah, that was like the best. That was like the best move she could have pulled because it's just another fu to him.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I liked about this interview, and my favorite part, was when she said that, no, actually, I don't want to be a part of this system, which I agree with. So let me just go ahead and read this. Okay. In her first interview since losing the election to President Trump and leaving office, former Vice President Kamala Harris told Stephen Colbert on the Late Night Show that her decision to not run for governor was more basic than saving herself from a different office, which is to say, another run for president in 2028. After years of being a devout public servant, Harris said in the interview set to air Thursday night, she doesn't just want to be in the system right now. Recently, I made a decision that for now, I don't want to go back in the system. She said, I think it's broken. And
Absolutely. She's absolutely right.
yeah.
I mean, we
It is. Honestly, it's a dummy mission to even be fucking with these people right now. Because guess what? Nobody has any fucking power. I mean, we'll go into this aspect of it later. But actually, I want to hear from you two before, just on her thoughts about not wanting to be a part of this broken system, because if I were her, I would feel the same way. What's the fucking point? What work are you going to be able to do? What power would you be able to have to even make a difference within this very broken fascist system? I think that I don't know, it's a little bit, it's actually quite
well,
simple.
so we already saw how the system failed her, because you could tell in her 107-day run for president when the system stepped in and said, "Okay, you got to step back. You got to do certain things that we want you to do," rather than her and Tim Walz just going out there and being their authentic selves. Because I mean, I still remember too, like the Democratic National Convention. There was just so much hope and so much life, and it really gave me hope. And then like somebody came in and basically took over the campaign, and she started hanging out with like Liz Cheney and people like that, and you started to see that she was losing whatever spark that she did have. And then she was also still trying to be the vice president while getting all these crazy attacks.
Yeah. 100. Keisha?
Well, Monique stole part of what I was going to say, because I did like that she said that she wanted to talk to people without having to ask for their vote, because I think that's important. She doesn't want it to be a transactional thing. She wants it to feel like it's real, so she can actually make an authentic connection with people. I am also curious what exactly that means to her in terms of what she's going to do with these connections she makes with people and the stories she hears and the information that she collects. And when she says she wants to work outside of the system, is she setting the stage for maybe not being a Democrat anymore? Because I wonder, based on what happened when she ran for president, and what I hear rumors about how some of the Democrat establishment treated her, maybe she's not happy with the party. She wouldn't be the first prominent Black woman to say that she doesn't want anything to do with the Democrats anymore. So
I
I'm
think
curious.
I think something that she might
Yeah.
do is, I know that, you know, through being in DC for 4 years, you know, she has connections with a lot of like senators and representatives. So one of the things that she might do is, once, you know, she has those connections with just everyday people, doesn't need anything from them, and she truly shows them like, hey, I want to help you, then she'll go to the people like Jasmine Crockett, AOC, Robert Garcia, or I'm just shooting names out, but like people that will say, okay, so I want to talk, so she'll say, I want to talk about these things with the people, and then go and say, this is what the people are saying. Like, she has no reason to lie. Does that make sense?
No, it absolutely does. Let's go ahead and look at this next little blurb from her, because we have a few other Democratic people that I have a few clips to share too, but I just want to share this last one real quickity quick. Boop, 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 boop. Like, comment, share, subscribe, be a homie. You know what it is.
Hit those reaction buttons.
Okay, so what has most surprised her about Donald Trump's term is the level of capitulation. I didn't predict that. I did not see that coming. Harris told Stephen Colbert. So if you guys saw this interview, the level of capitulation to just sucking this dude's little microscopic dick and licking his booty hole juice is crazy. I mean, like the just obscene and horrific things that have been going on, and the way that people are just letting it happen within our leadership, I would
That's a joke.
yeah, I wouldn't even really call him that, but that's where I know that she's on some shit, because she's like, why where would I work within these people? What would she be able to really do besides be attacked on a daily basis and talked about, and she got a new laptop with new legs walking around doing some shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, these people are insane, and there's nothing that we can really do. And I don't know why she was quite surprised by the level of capitulation. I wasn't. I thought that it was pretty obvious that these people were willing to drink every um order out of a straw out of this dude's butthole. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think there was a part of me that still like all of this has just shown me even more how just evil people are, and they just want to watch the world burn. But there was still this part of me that made me hope that like there were still some Republicans who still followed like their values and not like where the money goes. But
Mm-hmm.
I've been just extremely disappointed with the fact that like they only now care about their wallets and they don't care about anything else. They don't care if people die. They don't care if people lose health care. They don't care if kids go hungry, you know. And like between them and the Supreme Court, like I am just so utterly disgusted with every person that is just like sitting on their hands and twiddling their thumbs. And I'm not just talking about Republicans, I'm talking about both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just so tired of it. And like, I literally have a theory that like they are just trying to like kill us all.
I think
Because
to some degree they are. They only want the people they deem good enough to contribute to their oligarchic, wealthy white society.
mhm,
White, straight, cis, all the basics.
male.
Yes. Well, they need some women to birth the next generation, but those women
Mm-hmm.
should preferably be white. In their minds, I think it's not just the Republicans capitulating, because I think that, I mean, that was a given, but the law firms that capitulated, the Columbia University, the way that they have been acting, and they freaking gave that man more money after he basically took away the credit. Didn't he take away the accreditation
Or he
for
tried
Columbia
to.
University? I mean, and they're giving him money, and then Paramount giving him money. Like, that stuff, I think, is what was probably more surprising and just abhorrent.
And you
Yeah.
can see the corruption too with like look at what's happening in New York City with some of the like Democrats not endorsing Zoran. That's a huge tell right there.
Don't even get me started.
Like that's a huge tell right there. And I'm just it's in that phase now with stuff where it's like these people have been effing around and they're gonna find out. But we already know what's gonna happen and we know that shit's gonna go south. And like we tried to tell people for years and y'all didn't listen. And I know Kamala would never go out there and be like, I told you so, but I say it. I say it to people. I'm like, I tried for years.
No, she really did though. And honestly, she predicted this shit so like on point, on almost like she had a damn crystal ball on her desk or something, because she was like, oh, in 3.5 months and 25 seconds at the hour of this. Oh, the economy gonna go obliterated, and then all the immigrants are gonna be put into a concentration camp.
That's the same thing with Hillary. Hillary also said all the things that Trump was going to do, and he did the shit.
Yeah, Monique, I agree 100%. And like, I get so tired of like his passionate moments, like the 25-hour thing, and then when he's like screaming during a vote. It's not gonna do shit. Yeah,
and it hasn't.
He's gonna write a book about it. Big deal. Like,
okay, have fun with that. Hey, I'm all for my book writers, but we need you to like be like writing some laws or like writing somebody's fucking tombstone or something, because this shit ain't working, bro. All right, so let's go into a little bit more onto Uncle Joe. So I'm gonna play this clip. Katie, can you give me the little spiel real quick?
Yeah, if you haven't yet, hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're here every Monday on the Millennial Gaze, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern. We've got some really great stuff going on in our chat, and we love it. We love interacting with people. I love that people are really into our show. And yes, I agree with all of the things y'all are saying. It's really awesome to have y'all part of this community here with us.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much.
You have muted yourself, May.
Judges matter. Courts matter. The law matters. And the Constitution matters. I think a lot of Americans are starting to realize that under the pressure we're under now with this guy we have as president.
This one runs, because you know how he talked kind of slow, but this one runs like 2 minutes. So just hang in there, okay?
Oh, get ready, folks. This is just starting. I'm proud I've appointed judges doing their best to be independent, fair, and impartial, respecting the rule of law and upholding the Constitution. I wish I could say the same for the executive branch, which seems doing its best to dismantle the Constitution. Oh, I'm being deadly earnest, man. Which seems to be what's going on. You know, and they're doing it all too often with the help of a Congress that's just sitting in the sidelines and enabled by the highest court in the nation. The rulings they've made, my God. Folks, in our lives, the life of our nation, there are moments so stark that they divide all that came before from everything that followed. Moments that force us to confront hard truths about ourselves, our institutions, and democracy itself. We are, in my view, at such a moment in American history, reflected in every cruel executive outreach, every rollback of basic freedoms, every erosion of long-standing established precedent. We see in the laws, the law firms bowing to pressure, bending to bullies, instead of staying rooted in justice and the law, including some of the largest newspapers in America. We see the apparent glee some of our politicians express after watching immigrants who are in this country legally, torn from the arms of their family, dragged away in handcuffs from the only home they've ever known. My friends, we need to face the hard truth of this administration. It has been to ease all the gains we've made in my administration, to erase history rather than make it, to erase fairness, equality, to erase justice itself. And that's not hyperbole, that's a fact. Look, folks, we can't sugarcoat this. These are dark days, but you're all here for the same reason. I left that prestigious law firm in the public defender's office to go to the defender's office years ago. It's because our future is literally on the line. We must be unapologetic of fighting for the future. To paraphrase,
All right, I'm gonna stop it there.
I miss him so much.
I know. Oh, great Uncle Joe. I love him.
Not the 5-time great.
You know, and like I listened to this whole speech, and I apologize, my daughter's playing with a curtain. But like Joe Biden is not one who like sits around and talks about all his accomplishments, but he did a lot. And people don't recognize that. Like, so many people only see like him pardoning his family, or like, and I know he had a like small like didn't have a great stance with the whole Gaza thing, and like it's just, I miss him, and I miss having a president who didn't just love to swing his dick around like this one does.
At least he has a dick. You know, I really think that we fumbled the bag pretty bad. The Democratic Party has to get itself together. And it's not even Democrats as much as it's like evil versus good at this point. But I really do think that people were just thinking so selfishly, even on our side. Oh my God, all I care about is Gaza. Okay, I get that. I understand that. I'm with you on that. That's why I'm not going to vote for the man that said that he's going to bulldoze it and make a golf course out of it. That's why I'm still on your side, but the selfishness and the lack of ability to think beyond your nose has gotten us into some deep fucking doo-doo. Yeah. They don't know. Jazzy says that's a problem with Democrats. They don't tout their accomplishments when they should. Have to let people know what good you're doing and now leave a void for Republicans to make up stuff. Yeah, exactly. So basically, I agree. Like, all of this, we just fumbled the whole operation. And when this man has been nothing but tried to do good, even with the Gaza stuff, shit, he was movable. You know, because at least he was movable. At least you could talk to this man and get something done. Now we are just with people that are running amok, and now we have to go and think above and beyond and think a whole nother way that normal people wouldn't, and think outside the box of how we're going to solve this, because we let it happen, because we were over here infighting and tearing each other down. Like, now that was not the time to do that. And honestly, now we're fucking paying for it.
Well, and it doesn't help either that now we always knew that he just loved to spew bullshit. I'm talking about Trump, not Biden. And like, and now it's spread to anybody who's Republican. They don't say a lick of truth at all.
Well, that's been going on for decades at this point.
Well, I get that, but I mean about anything. Like, there is no truth, and he's just out there firing anybody who says any type of fact. He's like, no, fake news, you're fired. That's not how this shit works.
Mm-hmm.
I thought if you didn't like the numbers, you just fire the person, because obviously they are making shit up. Isn't that how it works?
Sometimes things exist and sometimes they don't. Just depends on the day and what's convenient. You know what I mean? So let's go to one more.
Question real quick. Where was that speech from?
This was from,
I think it was something with HBCU, or it was something with the board, like the bar association.
It was with the something like the it had to do with the HBCU, but like black, like jurors, like lawyers and stuff like that. Something like that.
I just also wanted to say he was obviously very coherent.
Mm-hmm.
If he has some kind of mental incapacitation going on, I didn't see it. I do see it in the guy that's currently in the White House.
The thing that makes me so mad about when they talk about Biden like that Like, yes, he was old. We all knew he was old. But another thing that people really don't take into consideration is the fact that this guy had a stutter for all of like his childhood, and I'm sure had to go through speech therapy and
And people
trying
are
to
super rude about that, by the
oh
way, and
yeah,
still
and
are to this
and
day.
and people don't realize that stuff like your speech, that's something that is always there, you know.
Right.
And yes, you can do therapy and do things to fix it, but they I just get so
Also,
frustrated.
it was the National Bar Association in Chicago. You can look up that speech. Midas Touch has it too. All the links are down in the description below to all the stuff that we had, especially that Kamala Harris interview, because I wasn't able to play it. Otherwise, we get dinged. But I'm going to go to our last Democrat that seems to be having some fight. So I titled this The Weird, the Wise, the White Supremacists, and the Ones Willing to Fight today, because we just got a whole slew of different people doing different things. So, Katie, go ahead and give me the spiel.
If you haven't yet, hit the like, hit the subscribe. The Millennial Gaze is here every Monday, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern. And on Wednesday, we have We the People Unite, just talking about all the crazy that's going on. Same time, same place. And Fridays, we do a roundtable where everybody brings a topic and we just talk about what's going on. So hit the like, hit the subscribe, comment with us. We love to hear from you.
And don't forget the reaction buttons. Those count too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, of course. Alrighty, you guys. Let's add this
Oh,
to the stage.
guys, it looks like we got our first troll.
Yay.
Must be doing
Your
something
mama
right.
is IQ like 60. Let's see.
California Governor Gavin Newsom just held a press conference and he said, "We lead with strength. We do not get bullied by Donald Trump and MAGA." This is what I like to hear. I want you to watch this. Let's play it.
But I'm not going to sit back any longer in a position, the fetal position, in a position of weakness, when in fact California could demonstrably advance strength. And that's what we intend to do, to show our strength and capacity of purpose, of conviction, in the spirit of our founding fathers.
He goes, "We lead with moral strength. We lead with conviction. We don't lay back. We don't take it. We fight back." Let me show you another portion of this incredible press conference that California Governor Gavin Newsom gave. Let's play it.
Well, we're reacting to the President of the United States and Governor Abbott trying to rig the election. They recognize they can't win in the midterms. All the momentum is shifted away.
Oh, by the way, I'm letting this play just because he's describing what's going down, and then we'll discuss afterwards. I'm just gonna let it run a little bit, okay?
From them. So they're doing what President Trump familiarly does, and that is trying to, dial for votes in Georgia. And now he's dialing up districts to maintain control and complete abdication of oversight, which is what Speaker Johnson's best known for. And I've said this many times, I think there's a growing recognition in this country, not just with Democrats, independents, but also Republicans, that de facto the Trump presidency ends in November of next year if the American people are given a fair chance and a voice and a choice. We will take back Congress. President of the United States recognizes that, so he wants to rig the game, wants to change the rules midterm. They're very effective at this. They've done this in the past. They've got a lot of experience doing this. He dials up Greg Abbott, says, "I need 5 instead of 12,000 votes. In Georgia, I need 5 House seats." He obliges. And they're doing a midterm rejection of objectivity and independence. A act that we could criticize from the sideline, or an act that we can respond to in kind, fight fire with fire in the spirit that brings us here together today. If so much wasn't at stake, our federal support for recovery.
I'm so glad he gave up that like podcast bullshit of trying to like talk to people like Charlie Kirk and Steve Bannon.
Is it done?
Well,
no. I'm just gonna
I mean, I haven't really heard a lot about it, but
just gonna put us back real quick.
but like
I have another 2 other clips. I have 2 other clips that I want to show from him, but continue, Katie, because I wanted to talk about that and then also give a little bit of context of what he's talking about, just in case our viewers didn't quite understand what this was referring to. So, but continue, Katie.
Well, I mean, you know, he's talking about if Texas gerrymanders their districts, he's going to do the same thing with California and make it all Democratic. And because he can, and I know that what is it, Governor Hochul in New York is trying to help out, and so is Governor Pritzker in Illinois, at least that we know about now. I'm sure that like Walz will jump in on that. I'm sure Shapiro will jump in on that, because I know, you know, for us in PA, Shapiro's been working hard. So, and it's just, you know, we need people like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Katie or Keisha?
100%.
I agree as well. So just in case our viewers weren't really or didn't see this, we are talking about how Gavin Newsom is pretty much meeting Texas where they at with the same energy in redistricting, because they're talking about gerrymandering all over and trying to pretty much I would use the word steal the election for 2026 to make sure
They
they
cheat.
take control of the House.
They can't win legit, so they cheat.
How can we send them support? I am not sure. That is one thing that I am not like the best and most knowledgeable
I think
about. So I ain't gonna hold y'all, I ain't gonna front. Okay. I don't know much about how to campaign and how to do that. I've never done that before. I've only made phone calls. I'm really good at that because that's
a good
other
thing.
than that, I'm not very knowledgeable on that. Anybody
reach out to your reps, and it can be like even just like statewide ones, or even like your local mayor. Just find people that you know will listen to you and answer your call. And even if it's like, hey, I know this person who knows whatever rep, talk to them. Tell them like this isn't okay. Like we mean business.
She's speaking the factoids over here. Y'all better be listening. You feel me?
You mean this? You were pointing at like the side.
I'm pointing in the opposite direction.
You're pointing at the wall.
This way. So am I pointing at Katie if I do this? Or
Yes.
Oh, that's so funny. Katie speaking the facts. Maybe the wall is too. Hey. Hey, August says we will call. Hey, also, can I first of all shout out? We got the gangsta homies in the chat. We got August. We got tomato sandwich.
Monique.
We got Monique up in here. We got Andrea. We got
Jazzy.
I know Jazzy. I know May Money. I don't know who that is. She must be weird. And we also have Pitchforks. He did say he was driving around a little bit, but I know he lurking in the shadows. So thank you all for being here. This has been such a good day for me. I'm feeling relieved. I'm back at work again. I'm at the end of my summer burden. So yes, so I'm feeling like a lot of relief off my shoulders and ready to get back to work and also still be with you every Monday and Wednesday and Friday with We the People and the Millennial Gaze. Anywho, so let's continue a little bit with Gavin Newsom. Let me just go ahead and find this second timestamp. So he talks about redistricting and like his feelings about this. And explains it really well. What is it? 513 it said. No. 435. Okay. Can y'all remember 435 for me while I
435
do this? 435. All right.
Any longer in a position, the fetal position, in a position of weakness when in fact California can demonstrably advance
You
strength.
can hear it, but
And that's what we intend to do, to
There we
show
go.
strength and capacity of purpose, of conviction, in the spirit of our founding fathers, in the spirit of the best of Roman Republic and Greek democracy, in the spirit of checks and balances, in the spirit of rule and law, the spirit that defines the best of this 249-year enduring experiment. And I'm not going to sit back and watch Donald Trump continue to wreak havoc under the rule of law and continue to wreak havoc over the principles that define the best of this nation. And so I'm grateful for the legislature, grateful for congressional representatives about how far we've come in the process. And over the course of the next week or two, we will have more information to share with you on a timely basis. Please be careful not reporting about maps. I've not seen one. I love that you all seen maps, news to me. But I assure you this, I will not be part of this.
Hold on. I'm going to pause right there just real quick. So this is him talking about how he had, first of all, he doesn't know what maps y'all is talking about. So that's already like misinformation, disinformation, already starting to trying to matriculate it and percolate all through the news cycle about how, oh, Governor Newsom is trying to like, is sending out maps and shit. So that is false. He said that right here. So I hope every viewer here, anybody that sees this or watches this story, really like attaches on to that. He's trying to make it very clear that this recall election in California will be about redistricting, and every single citizen or voter will be able to have a map and say yes or no if they want to redistrict our state this way. And what they have already started to do is send out fake maps and fake narratives and fake things like that. And so we got to really be on top of this, like for real, so that we are actually spreading the actual truth and the knowledge and the links and the sources to be able to make sure that we vote correctly to fight against this redistricting that's going on. Because if California is able to, California has a lot of power. So if we're able to do things correctly with the resources and the money and the land space that we have, we're gonna be good, and y'all will be good. If California is good, then y'all are good. And I'm just letting y'all know that right now. So I just wanted to make that very clear. Hopefully I didn't ramble too long, but I really wanted to emphasize that. Let's continue just a little bit. He's almost done with this.
Unless the people of the state of California don't have those maps. This is not going to be done in a back room. This is not going to be done by members of some private group or body. It's going to be given to the voters for their consideration in a very transparent way so they know exactly what they're doing, and they can go back in 2030 to original form with our independent redistricting intact in the spirit that I think should be advanced all across this country, not just in California.
Here's another powerful moment during that press conference. Let's play it.
How much did it cost to have the theatrics with the National Guard and Trump? What was the cost of having thousands and thousands of brave men and women, our heroes, in uniform, waiting for a mission task for the vulgar theater of trying to express,
Oh. Okay, so I want you guys to, if you can, check out that speech. That is all the links are down below, okay? Any thoughts before we move on to our little last clip here?
So you see behind him is a Cal Fire helicopter, and I think that's a helicopter.
Yeah, it's a helicopter.
Yeah.
There are wildfires burning all over California right now, and I think that it's ridiculous that he has to spend time talking about the Republicans trying to cheat their way through elections in Texas because of all of this nonsense. Like, he shouldn't have to be. I understand that we can walk and chew gum at the same time, and governors have to deal with multiple issues at the same time. but he could be spending the precious time and resources that we have on fighting the wildfires and all this other stuff that's more important. But instead, because of this ridiculous political climate we live in, he has to spend time on this.
And he's
Yeah,
not.
and you know what? California has been annoyingly put on a fucking front stage where we're over here trying to worry about our own shit, and we gotta like worry about everybody looking at us like we're some sort of crazy fucking state, and worry about a National Guard and all these fucking people coming in and terrorizing people when we had our own problems that we were trying to figure out. And just the whole media of like how we look over here is crazy. And I'm sorry, I can't say shit about LA because that's a fucking 9-hour drive away. Okay, like this is a huge place. Like this is not like it just frustrates me so much because I don't want to be a part of what the fuck else y'all got going on over there when I'm over here trying to survive over here in California, and we're the ones that are supposed to be Captain Save-A-Ho. Like, what the fuck is going on? Anyway, y'all just y'all go before I lose it.
Well, I don't know how this guy sleeps because like you see him not just doing like press conferences. He is on as many like independent news channels on YouTube as he can be. I mean, I've seen him on Brian Tyler Cohen. I've seen him on the Midas Touch. I've seen him on Jack Cocciarella. Like I've seen him on these different platforms and trying to say like, this is all bullshit. Don't listen to this. This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And that's huge too, because he is actually being transparent and trying to show people like what all this crap that's going on in DC that they're saying, it's not true. We have to wake up, and this is the reality.
100. And so, okay, so this is with BTC. It's at 10:30, 10:15, 10:30, something like that. Oh yeah, here it is.
And we have two things. We have
one.
formal authority. We still have it in so many of these states. We have states like California with a state of mind where you can pick up 5+ seats, and we can push back. But we also have moral authority because we know what we're fighting for. We know who we're fighting against. And so when you have moral authority and formal authority, you need to exercise it at peril of being judged not to have lived. And all of us will judge ourselves, even more extremely that is, if we don't meet this moment. So let's not dream of regretting. Those that have the privilege like I do, public service at this moment, I'm so blessed. I mean, if I was on the sideline kicking and screaming, just trying to throw things or just, sending messages, watching something like this, that's hard. I empathize with that. And so I'm so lucky to be that voice to the extent I can. And so I'm going to do my best. I don't want to overpromise here. There's still a lot of issues we're trying to address and kick the tires on. But if we don't win back this House, if we don't take back the House, we may not have an election in 2028. That is not a gross exaggeration. I mean, when you receive in the mail a Trump 2028 hat by one of Trump's biggest influencers, they mean business.
Right.
This is a moral moment. This is the game. This is it. And we cannot tap out.
Look,
I'm so glad finally Democrat in power is saying this shit. I'm so tired of people being like, oh, he doesn't really mean it. Oh, that's not true. Blah, blah, blah. Like, people, get your head out of your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Who was filming that? I heard everything he said, but it was going like this, and I was like, I'm getting seasick. What is happening?
Oh, that was you? Oh, that okay. I was gonna put that up, but it was a little bit. It was kind of close up and kind of wobbly, wasn't it? Like they were in
It
a
also
small
had like
broom
a
closet.
sheen to it. I'm like, is he wearing makeup or is it like the camera has?
It could have been the angle and the lighting.
It's just very smooth skin. Anyway,
I like what Pitchforks just said. If we could put that up, because it's very true. People don't go to those states, and so many people need to realize that, like, red states, they don't do shit for, like, they don't do a lot for this country. Blue states make up the difference. Blue states save their asses
I
when
don't have no shit to talk about. No, Arkansas. Well, I've been to all these states because just for under circumstance, but like they're not like the place to be. You know what I mean? Like
I mean,
I'm
I am going to Kentucky in a couple weeks to visit a friend, so I can't really talk shit about
I mean
Kentucky.
Kentucky cool.
Kind
My
of.
ex-husband's from Kentucky and West Virginia. I like the song. Arkansas, I have been there. I have been to Mississippi. These are places I have been. But I mean, the most places that I really would say if I had to just go and be kind of shady on the channel today, I don't have any interest to go to Nebraska. I have no interest to
it's
go to
literally
South
all corn.
Dakota or
It's all corn.
those other places. Oklahoma sounds
Those other
terrible from what I've been hearing.
I would go to Oklahoma just to see the I've had it ladies. That's
Oh, they're
about
in Oklahoma?
yeah.
I'll just be like, can you just like come out here? First of all, you can afford to come out here. I
Like,
can't afford to go there. Well, maybe I could.
I've
It's probably not that expensive. I'm just kidding. I'm just roasting people today.
I've driven and moved cross country twice. And Nebraska and like Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, it's all flat. It's all corn. There's like one bathroom stop in the whole state. Like, give me cities any day.
Okay. So I love the fight. So to round up that whole segment, because I do want to move on to something a little bit fun and interesting. If you guys are willing to hang in there, I'm sorry we started a little late today, but that shouldn't happen often. Anyway, just to round that up, it is nice to see that there is a little bit more like more chess pieces moving. People are actually starting to talk, starting to tell the truth, because I'm starting to hear a little bit more willingness to really say what it is. So how Gavin Newsom is talking about how, you know, dude, like how he just said, we will not have any more democracy if we don't do something. We actually have to maneuver the same way that they are. We have to meet these people at the same energy, and they're not that smart and they're not that courageous and all that. So but we're being weak and we're being coward, like pretty much being cowards right now. And if we keep on this just lame energy, we are not going to make it through this. I'm just going to let you know that right now. Any other last thoughts before we move on to our next segment that Keisha will lead? No? Okay, cool. Let's do it. Katie, give me the spiel, and then I'll just boost us right into the next.
If you haven't hit yet, hit the like, hit the subscribe. We are here every Monday at the Millennial Gaze, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern. We love your comments and the interactions and feedback we get. And we have shows on Wednesdays and Fridays here on We the People Unite.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Just one more second. Oh, tomorrow, let me tell you about I have a friend, I have a special guest coming on. I don't know if you guys know about the Cincinnati brawl that happened and how this story has been developing, but it has been completely washed under the bridge. There's been a lot of foul play within the city of Cincinnati and like the actual story that actually is happening here. So the white people went and tried to cause trouble. All the black people are the ones getting put in jail and stuff when the white dude assaulted and slapped and caused problems with the black people. They should at least also be being on trial or getting prosecuted, but they're not. because they got their ass whooped and stomped out so bad. But it's a whole deep story. The narrative in the media is completely just one-sided, and it's really fucked up. So I have a special guest who is out there and in the streets a little bit more, that has the whole truth of that. So please check that out. That will be recorded tomorrow. So something to look forward to. Alrighty. I have this here. Sorry, guys. I clicked off of it and then I had to go find it again. So this is a really, Keisha, you want to introduce kind of, I'm just going to go into the white dude talking.
Okay, not the...
I have the timestamps that you gave me, so.
Okay. So there's this phenomenon that I've been hearing about where, for some reason, which we will get into, MAGA bros want to date liberal women. Conservative men want to date liberal women, and they've been lying about their beliefs on social media and on dating apps. So let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Going to be a lie they use to get women.
Being a straight white dude that likes Trump but is only into liberal women is a lot like being in the closet, because it's like they're going to ask you about it eventually, and you have to say what we all say, which is yeah, I don't really follow politics.
Jesus.
But like there's levels to this, man. You got to be discreet. You got to be really good at it, and it's not that hard once you get used to it. You just like lie a lot. If you can just lie really well to liberal women and just like make them think that you aren't really into politics, and everything works out. It's totally fine.
Yeah. So after I saw this video, to be honest, I watched it a couple of times because I didn't understand why somebody.
Okay, you know, this woman, she also has a lot to say, but like, ew.
Oh God. So like, you really think that they won't be able to tell that you're a MAGA bro just because you don't talk about politics? Do you
Some
really
women
think,
are falling for it, unfortunately?
like, I'm sorry, but most, like, I just, oh my God, that's just, it's like coming out of the closet. No, fuck you. I'm sorry. Oh, that just, no.
No, for real. Like, what and wait, when, where, who, why, what, how, why?
And I don't know about y'all,
what
but
is
for me,
your motivation for that?
For me, it's a non-starter if someone tells me that they're not into politics. Like, you can't live in this country and not be into politics.
You can't.
Like, it's all politics.
It's impossible at this point.
Yeah, like, you have to know what's going on, whether you're into politics or not. You still
And
have
if you say you don't know what's going on, then you're either like dead or just lying. And so there's no in between here. Everybody knows what the fuck is going on. You're just lying, bro.
Or lying.
Okay, so let's continue. I got the next one.
I think I was going to post this video. This lady made a lot of sense, and it had nothing to do with his video. Take a look.
Oh, I'll answer it
One of the reasons so many conservatives are upset about being cut off by their leftist friends and family, apart from the fact that we've realized that a lot of them are financially depending on their leftist friends and family, is because they're going to have to be conservative 24/7 if they don't have any leftists around them. I was raised conservative in a Latin American family. And the thing about conservatism, they like to act like they're on some higher moral ground because, oh, you know, we don't cut people off over this. And, you know, we can be friends with people who have different beliefs. Of course you can. It's your break from being around other conservatives, because when you're a conservative, you have to fit into a very specific role. You have to fall in line. You might not cut each other off, but there are definitely going to be consequences if you fall out of line. You're going to be judged, psychologically tortured. You're going to miss out certain opportunities. There are people that will not date you. There are a lot of conditions to being conservative. And so when you get around your leftist friends, people who are, first of all, being themselves because they don't have to hide, because they're just living their lives and not worrying about being judged for normal human behaviors, people who are open, creative, educated, interesting, people who would vote against their own interests to make sure that their neighbor's okay. Because, hello, leftist states make the most money. And these people are voting blue down the line in a lot of places. So yeah, of course you want to be friends with those people. But then the thing is that because conservatives have to often lead these double lives, And because they believe in things like, 70 times 7, you're going to forgive people no matter what they do to you, right? That's why their churches are full of child abusers, that they let get away with it. All kinds of horrific things happen in conservative communities. And, we got to forgive, we got to forgive, we got to forgive. So they're used to that. So the fact that you're so upset that you would cut them off over the betrayal, to them doesn't make any sense, because they don't cut anyone off, no matter the horrific thing they do. They don't even make people face consequences. It doesn't matter how badly they betray them. So yeah, they're shocked. And they're also freaking out, because now they're not going to have anyone to go to talk about the things that they can't disclose to their other conservative friends or their conservative family, because they're going to be judged for it. They're not going to get any kind of break from being conservative. And that's why they're freaking out. So.
Okay, so.
She hit the nail on the head. Good Lord.
Yeah, but when you around them motherfuckers, like, you might have a different perspective,
Yeah,
sure.
but one of the things that I think about too when it comes to like the conservative way, excuse me, is like, that they, with the conservative stuff, they want to have like obedient wives and all that bullshit that's like the Christian fundamentalism has kind of been ingrained into their brains. So they probably think that they can change us. And they think like, oh, well, maybe if I act like this big macho man, she won't be so like independent, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, that's the actual opposite of what like most of us are like.
Yeah. And, I think it goes like quite simply, but deeply, but quite simply. These people don't like themselves. That's pretty much in and all of the story here. There's a self-hatred and
self-loathing
and jealousy of the part of your world. They're like freaking Quasimodo in the Notre Dame tower, just fucked up and isolated from the world. It's just sad. Sometimes I really feel sad for these people, because I don't even know if a lot of them know how much they like don't like themselves.
Yeah. I think Roz, like, she really was spot on. She got me thinking, because I watched this yesterday, and she really had me thinking, because I was watching The Hunting Wives on Netflix. I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but it takes place in East Texas, and it's about like socialites. And these people are all conservative gun owners, like doing the most sinful shit. And I was thinking about what Roz said, and I'm like, yeah, of course these guys want to date liberal women, because we are free. As someone else said, it's more fun on this side. Like, we're having a good time. We're not holding ourselves to these fucking stupid ass rules that are based in nothing but judgment. So of course you want to be with us. But no, thank you. No, thank you.
They took our jobs. Okay, let me get this last little timestamp from here. 702 to 702 Nope, not that one. Sorry guys, 1 second. Katie, give me one more spiel, just real quick.
If you haven't yet, hit the like, hit the subscribe. The Millennial Gaze is here every Monday, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern. We love your comments, and the engagement tonight has been amazing. And then come check us out on Wednesdays and Fridays at the same time, same place.
702. All right. Thanks, Katie. You really help me when you do that. All right.
A woman to be subservient, but he never falls in love with subservient women. He's attracted to independent women. He's like an exotic bird collector, she said. He only wants a woman who is free because his dream is to put her in a cage. Patriarchy is all about dominance. To dominate something or someone is to fulfill the highest order of patriarchy. To be a man means you have dominated, you've won, you've controlled someone or something. And especially for Christian men who are taught that to save someone, to convert them, to save them from themselves is glorifying God. And most young boys are conditioned to have this dream of saving the damsel in distress. I will save her from the dragon. I will slay the dragon and rescue the princess, and she'll love me forever. And her dragon is herself. I need to change her and save her from her liberal, dangerous ideas. And there's an intersectionality to this too. I mean, patriarchy loves dominance. Christianity loves converting people and changing them, even if it's against their will. White saviorism, whiteness loves saving people. And men just love being above women. They love a woman who needs them, who's dependent on them to be this big, strong man. So instead of finding someone to date and marry that you are compatible with or that you work well with and pair well with, men will go out and find women that they can change. And they need to be incompatible with them so that they can capture them and get them under their rule and control. Which is why you hear these stories of strong, independent women who find themselves, wait, I never wanted to get married. How am I never wanted to have kids. Why do I have, oh my gosh, who is my husband? Why is he listening to Jordan Peterson all the time? It's because he lied to you. Because he needed to dominate you. He needed to win you and convert you to patriarchy, I guess. That's the game that a lot of men are playing. And that's what it means for men to win that game.
And bingo, that's it. He said
Okay,
it. Everything he said.
okay, though.
Right? Because I
Hold
didn't
up,
talk about
hold
this
up,
a lot.
swerve.
Okay. Let me.
Can I not throw up?
I need to say some things because holy shit. Pardon me while I have a curtain on my head. Okay. So first of all, yeah, I agree with like everything he said with just, oh my God, such bullshit. I am so sick of the conservative, like, I'm an alpha male bullshit, thinking that like they need to change women and they need to be the dominant one and like the dominant partner and just be the breadwinner and blah, blah, all that bullshit. Ugh. And I remember the one day I was talking with you, May, and I was talking about like the MRS degree and how MAGA is like promoting women to go do that when they go to college. And for those of you who don't know, the MRS degree is basically you go to college to find a man as a female. So when I've always just been like a very independent person. And I mean, I was pretty private like about my dating life and stuff. And when I got to college, like I had my goals and I had my stuff. And I never wanted to be I never thought about like marriage. I never thought about, any of that stuff. And my senior year of college, I met my husband. And my husband is the most amazing guy ever. And he and I are just so compatible. We hit it off right away. He has never tried to change me in the 12 years that we've been together. And he, with our daughter, knows her schedule. He knows her likes, her dislikes, what she needs, like what stuffed animal she takes to go to bed, what is her favorite TV show, what is, all the stuff to do with her. And then with me, like he and I still can just sit and talk to each other about anything or nothing. And he always has encouraged me that just because you're a female doesn't mean anything. You're better than half of those dudes who are trying to tell you you suck. That's what a man is. A man encourages your partner. A man takes care of your children and is a true partner. Not all of this, I'm going to dominate you and I'm going to control you bullshit. It is such crap. And I was scared, like, when I met my husband. Like, I never thought, like, hey, I'm going to get married and all this stuff. but like just being with someone that compatible changes you. But just these men being like, oh, it's all about this. The wife just cooks and cleans and blah, blah, blah. It just makes me so mad that these people think that this makes them alpha or dominant. You're just a bunch of whiny bitches. That's all you
Oh,
are.
mamas, Katie, finally.
Ugh,
Finally, you're using the language that needs to be used. Call them a whole bunch of bitch ass bitches. Like, I mean, come on, bruh. You really got on the whole ass internet and said and do that? And even tell you're like an evil villain that like says what he's gonna do before and then gets locked up because you told your whole story and didn't actually do what you was gonna do. And
well,
like,
and you know too that like these men go in there, they're like, they're never gonna guess that I'm MAGA.
why would you go on your own social media and be like, yeah, I'll be lying to him? Like,
because he thinks that he probably thinks, I have like 10 followers. Nobody's going to see this. I'm just saying this to my bros, but
probably does,
like,
but people still have the internet and see you.
And it's still, and it
people
goes
don't expect
along
to go viral.
And it goes along with that like toxic masculinity bullshit. You know, he like when that dude goes out, all he wants to talk about with his buddies is like how many pounds his weightlifting he weightlifts, or like how he can open a ketchup bottle with his bare hands. I don't know. But like that's just not masculine. The fact that like you can sit down and have a partner that you're open with and somebody that you're not afraid to just be your authentic self. That is what a true man is.
Did you guys see that really disturbing clip of Connell like talking about Carolyn Levitt?
Her lips.
Oh God.
Yeah. He's such a perv. I don't how people don't believe that he had anything to do with Epstein and his trashy island. I don't understand. I have been on dating apps and seen men who call themselves moderate, and that is a pass for me. That is a hard pass, because that just usually means they're conservative and they don't want to say it. And if you press the issue, they will ask you why politics matters so much. It's not that serious. It's not that big of a deal. You shouldn't turn against someone because of what they believe. No, that's not how it works, homie. You're either on the side of everyone has equal rights and equity and all that good stuff, or you're on the other side and you need to get the fuck out of my face. I've been around men who see me being free and living a good life and taking care of myself and being the strong, independent woman that we, are raised to be in our current society, and want to like shrink me. Just exactly what Trevor Noah wrote in that book excerpt. Like, and that scares the crap out of me. And I will say that's why I've been single for a while, because I don't want to have my life confined and made smaller and have someone trying to make me smaller. I want someone who makes me feel like what you described with your husband, Katie.
I tell people all the time, I don't know if like the planets were aligned the day he and I met or what, but
They
like
were. Totally.
And like that man is a saint, and I know May's chatted with him and stuff. Like he, again, in the last like 12 years, he's never tried to change me. He just is a constant wave of support and love and acceptance of all of me and my crazy quirks. And he'll go with me to like family events, no question, and just be there. And like I wish that for everybody, to have somebody that has a partner like that. And it's so crazy. And I feel so bad for the women that think that they need somebody like these fake alpha male type people, because that's not you. Life is hard, and you need somebody as a partner that's gonna make the hard shit not feel so awful.
But also, Katie, these motherfuckers be lying, so you got to be careful, because they literally just said the loud part out loud, I guess. I mean, I have a good ability to really kind of see through people quite a bit. But I know that that's not something that everybody else has. But I would say just be careful of these men. And I don't mean to be like, oh my gosh, all men are evil, because I don't believe that one at all. I have a lot of really, really great, beautiful, powerful men in my life, both gay, both heterosexual, and amazing, and supportive of their families. Like, that's not what I'm saying. I shouldn't have to say that. If you know me, you know that if you are a part of that group, then you should know, and I shouldn't even have to disclose that. But the thing is that there are a lot of these people out here that aren't that way, and you need to be able to see through these motherfuckers, I guess. I'm gotta
And
say, because they out here lurking and no, I would say not lurking. They scheming, and actually they're telling their stories out loud. They're very insecure. A lot of times they're grumpy or angry or mad at some shit for no reason. They're just
well,
not
that's just men in
pleasurable
general.
to be around. And so I feel like they actually kind of show themselves quite a bit. But we could go into a whole ass dating and just like a relationship conversation. I wanted to do one more last little thing before we go. I want you guys to either choose between the title All Lives Matter or The Best with this Tim Wise dude.
All lives matter.
All Lives Matter. You want to do that? What say you, Keisha?
Yeah, let's do that.
All Lives Matter. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and give me the spiel while I just pull up the clip. Okay.
We've had some amazing engagement tonight. The people, thank you so much for being here. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. The Millennial Gaze is live every Monday, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern, and we have shows on this channel also the same time on Wednesday and Fridays. So come join us. We love the engagement. We love all y'all who've been reaching out, reacting to all of our videos and everything going on. So
thanks, Katie. Almost there. I also wanted to remind you, I will be recording. I have a special guest that I invited on, Richard Taylor. He has the lowdown on what happened in Cincinnati and with that brawl, and has been keeping up with that. And so I will be having a special episode, recording that, or maybe doing it live. I'm not sure, but it will be recorded hopefully tomorrow if we can. But tomorrow or the next day, okay? So keep an eye out for that, because that story has been told in all the wrong ways. And I found someone that is willing to really share what really happened in Cincinnati and kind of the inequity within the whole system and all that bullshit. All right, so this is our final little clip before we wind up tonight. This is the All Lives Matter portion of this speech. I highly recommend everybody watch this if they have time, especially the white community, because this is one of yo peoples, and this dude is the type of person I would want on my side as a black person, and I think you would want on your side as a white person as well. So
You don't have to tell me that all lives matter. I get that. I got 2 children. I got 2 teenagers. They're 15 and 13. They are white. That is what happens when white people make babies. You get white babies. They are white. I know that their lives matter. You don't have to tell me. I don't need a bumper sticker to remind me of the value of my own children's lives. The point is, every cop in this country also knows that my daughter's lives matter. And every teacher knows. And every employer knows, and every bank loan officer knows. That is to say, we don't have to specify about my daughters. Their lives and the value of their lives are taken for granted. You only got to specify that which gets routinely ignored. You only have to specify that which we tend to forget, because remember, white folks have a long history of saying all and not meaning it. We do. Thomas Jefferson, now, He's not representative of all white people, but I gather he's one of white people's favorite white people. Thomas Jefferson said, did he not, that all men are created equal, endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights, among these life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. There's that word all, as in all lives matter, all men are created equal. But when Thomas Jefferson wrote those words, he owned over 250 other human beings. So I'm guessing he didn't really mean it, but he said it, right? And when the Pledge of Allegiance was written, first iteration in the 1880s, there were several afterward through the 1920s, last iteration, last version, 1954. But in every iteration of the pledge, what's that last line? That never changed. With liberty and justice for whom? All. There's that word again, written by white folks who I dare say in 1888 or whatever it was, did not mean it. Nor did they mean it in the 20s, nor did they mean it in the 50s. So what black folks are trying to tell us with BLM, whether we're prepared to hear it or not, is that when y'all have been forgetting that we're part of the all, we're going to have to remind you. And Black Lives Matter becomes that asterisk at the end of white folks all. As in, yeah, y'all need to be reminded from time to time that you've been forgetting some folks. Now, we can certainly make the argument that we got to be clear that Indigenous lives matter and Latinx lives matter and Asian Pacific Islander lives matter, because those are too often discounted as well. But trust me when I tell you that in this country, when black lives finally do matter at the institutional and systemic level, all of our lives will, and not one moment before that, see? But if you don't know the history of misconduct, nothing I said will make sense to you, because for a lot of white folks, we have grown up in a society where the police really were the protectors. We just had a different relationship to law enforcement than a lot of people of color have. This isn't about bad cops, good cops, by the way. It's not about, oh, all police are terrible, all police are racist, all police are brutal. It's not about people, it's about systems, right? And law enforcement as a culture has a history of abuse. And every Angelino who is black and brown knows that. Everyone in this greater area who is black and brown knows that. Everybody's been in Pasadena long enough knows that, right? Black folks, for instance, know that modern policing traces directly to slave patrols. That's the first iteration of policing in this country, right? And there's a bright line relationship between that and what came next. Cops were the ones who enforced the slave laws. Cops were the ones who enforced segregation. Cops were the ones who collaborated with riots in black neighborhoods, burning them to the ground in the 20s and 30s. Cops were the ones who collaborated with military uniformed officers in Los Angeles in 43 during the Zoot Suit riots when they rampaged in Chicano neighborhoods. And Chicano folks in this area know that history. A lot of white folks weren't taught it. And you can't know what you weren't taught, and you can't teach what you don't know. So I'm not saying you ought to feel bad for not knowing it. I'm just saying when you don't know some stuff, you miss some stuff. When you have the luxury of being oblivious to that history, you miss some stuff. People of color don't have the same luxury. They know that it was cops that pulled protesters off of the stools during the sit-ins in the South where I'm from. That wasn't done by random folk off the street. That was cops with guns and badges and the power of the state. See, here's the problem. Whether you're a good person or a bad person and you become a police officer, I think most people who become cops, most people who become teachers, most people who become whatever they become are good people. I think most people are good folks. Just in general, I think most people don't wake up wanting to hurt other people. But here's the problem. If you have a job that involves enforcing the law in a society where the law is the problem, right? Let me repeat. If you have a job to enforce the law in a society where the law itself is the problem, that is to say segregation as a law, enslavement as a law, indigenous removal as a law, right? The dislocation and dispossession of Latinx peoples from their land, where that's a law, where Japanese internment is a law, right? Then the people whose job is to enforce that law by definition are agents of injustice. That's not about hating police. That's just obvious, right? If you are the enforcer of the system and the system is the problem, then you are part of the problem. If you want to be part of the solution, you got to flip that system.
Okay. Anybody, everybody. I mean,
I remember when a lot of the Black Lives Matter stuff started coming out, and people in my hometown area, especially, would be like, "Oh, but don't all lives matter?" That stuff. And the way that he put it is so on the nose because white people never had to worry about any of the stuff that Black people had to deal with. And I love that he emphasized about Jefferson saying, like, all men are created equal. He emphasized the fact that he owned slaves, because he did. And, you know, it's just so, but it's also important to emphasize all of the ethnicities that he stated here. He stated. And there's just such a difference between the All Lives Matter and the Black Lives Matter. And I wish that more people would watch what we just watched so they could finally understand it. Because he said something, too, that really hit me when he said, like, we can't teach what we don't know. That was that really just sat with me. And there's a lot of stuff that we don't know because either history's been whitewashed or, like, now they're trying to change it, or just all this stuff. And we have to, history is not comfortable sometimes, but we have to know the truth. We can't be making shit up. Anyway.
I just want to shout out Tim Wise for doing the anti-racism work for decades at this point. He is a very important voice in this space, and I respect it.
Do you know that video, it honestly, it felt like it was so relevant to today. That was 8 years ago.
Wow.
Jazzy says, one of the most impactful things I learned was that there were white abolitionists who were fiercely opposed to slavery and risked their lives because they refused to let go of their humanity. I agree. And they're out there, but of course they don't tell those stories, Jazzy. Of course, those people are washed away the same way that anybody Black or brown or anybody would be. As soon as you are aligned with the other side, they're going to treat you the same way. So, I mean, but that's why we need more white people. And we need to really find a way to get through to and get through this racism, or at least punish it and hold it accountable, because this shit is just walking all willy-nilly. Now, okay, if you want to stay, this one is funny and it's kind of poem, and then I will let everybody go. But this one, I just think it's like we're only a little bit and a half over, okay? We on CP time today, but this cracks me up, and I think it's a good juxtaposition and also a mirror on what we just talked about today. It's not white versus Black. I think it's actually like mirroring right now.
I also have a question real quick.
Yeah.
Katie, do you know what CP time is?
Color people time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it okay I said that?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
CP time. Yeah.
I mean, I
Okay.
wouldn't go around saying it in a group of all white people, but yes, in this context.
That's what we were talking about. Oh, thanks, August. Yeah, and everybody, thank you so much for being here. This was a fun day for me. I'm feeling great. Let's listen to this poet.
Yes, I did say it innocently.
He's gonna wind us down for the rest of the night and send us off.
White fatigue. It's a real thing. No matter how we try to escape it, everywhere we turn, there you are. We can hear you mouth breathers 5 hours away in Walmart with your inbred brood screaming for more candy while you tug at them with that dog leash. It's exhausting to listen to you whine about how you're discriminated against because you're white and how the country ain't like it used to be. If you don't like it here, go back to where you came from, baby. We're sick of listening to this ghetto mentality of how much you have to work to get hired at a job, how so many Negroes keep getting into schools that your mediocre white grades don't. You're uneducated and white. How? You had a 400-year head start, yet you let our women, Black women, exceed you in education, and now you want us to let you in just because? Pull yourself up from your bootstraps and keep your head in those books instead of in Black people's business. Every time we turn around, you want to know what we're doing. Do we belong here? Why are you dancing? Who and why did you vote? Why are you so happy? Why do you laugh like that? Is she black? Is she Indian? Why do you like watermelon and fried chicken so much? What's black girl magic? Can you come to the cookout? What time was it when Usher was cruising the streets? None of your fucking business. Don't you got a Klan rally to plan or something? Your underachieving is a detriment to this nation. Look at your pick for president. You chose a criminal and he's fucking everything up. And now you want black people to come together to help you fix what you broke. What kind of lazy, ghetto, fabulous mindset is that? Stop asking black people for our labor without compensation. We're tired of you placing yourselves as a representative of God, meanwhile acting like the other guy. You refuse to take accountability for your violent men and women. You'll raise millions of dollars for a degenerate woman who called her child the N-word, but get mad when black people do it for Carmelo Anthony. Stop thinking you're better. White supremacy. I don't know what the fuck that means, nor do I see the hype, what the hype is about you people. Like on real, you're mid at best. Well, except for Eminem and Andrew Lincoln, aka Rick Grimes. Oh, they're pretty exceptional. But the rest of you racist Paler Locklears, I'm not impressed. You're violent, racist, greedy, spoiled children who was handed everything. And just like a spoiled brat, you gave it all away. And now instead of taking accountability for your ghetto uneducated behaviors, you blame everyone but yourselves. You're scared of everything. Even women having a choice or a man with tits. You lie all of the time and you weaponize your whiteness to get an advantage, and when it doesn't work, you throw a tantrum and shoot up a bunch of people. We can't trust you to do some of the most remedial tasks without it turning into a disaster. I mean, look at how you fucked each other over in this last election. You can't even admit when you see a genocide, but we're supposed to respect your whiteness? Why fatigue has been around since been pimping. We're just exhausted. I just want you to leave us alone from here on out.
Sorry, that was it. What did y'all think of that?
The way he says whiteness.
Whiteness.
Wow.
The whiteness. Like he thirsty, like he can't take it no more. He need a sip of water. The whiteness. The whiteness. No, that was that. I just thought though the presentation of that was amazing. As like a kind of a poet, and I like to do spoken word and stuff, and like to listen to it. He did that well. It's good. Good work.
I think he made some good points, but he made it in a comedic way and a poetic way. Yeah.
Is this Black nationalism? Someone educate me. I don't know. Shit. We need to learn. This is what we Andrea says she laughing. The truth will make you free. I don't know.
And
I
then
think
that last part where he said the way you fucked each other over in this last election. I mean, that's true. We talk about this. We talk about the lack of community.
Pretty much every episode that comes up, every single time, it's all full circle, everything that we talk about, because honestly, we've been sending each other on dummy missions over and over and over again and talking about the same thing over and over and over again and not doing anything about it. And so that's why when it comes to the Epstein files, okay, when they're released, what y'all gonna do about it? I have no like real confidence that they're gonna do anything about if they were to come out.
We'll see.
We will. I mean, yeah, I suppose so. So I don't know. It just seems it's just these people ain't ain't about nothing. They ain't about shit. And so I'm just wondering, when are we gonna just call the spade and start just fucking talking about shit and looking at it for what it is?
Well, I mean, I think when you look at how things have been historically, and I think I need to go to bed. We always have a white lash after progress, and that we're in that period of white lash, and we will get through this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just exceptionally painful,
Yeah.
and it sucks that we have to live through this history, but we will get through it. We have seen it. We have people fighting. It's going to happen. I don't know what it's going to take, but we will get through it.
Mm-hmm. And I think fun things like art and poetry,
Yes,
and comedy, and these like real ass interviews that I've been kind of stumbling upon are really cool, and really dope speeches.
what
Uh,
we're doing.
yeah, what we're doing right now, just having conversations, chilling. These are very important things to do, because at least we're reaching. We might not be reaching the biggest audience in the entire fucking world, but we're reaching the people that need to be reached. Because I feel like just one little spider web, or one little reach, one little handout, one little invite can really do go far. If the
I mean,
intention is well, so
for me, I've had people like come up to me in like the different bands and stuff that I'm in, and like it's people I talk to, and they're all really cool people, but like I've been really surprised that they've come up and been like, I love your show, I love what you're doing. And so it just starts like that, and then a ripple effect just kind of kicks in.
hey, we don't
Yes,
keep
we
it real
are.
over here. We are just regular schmegler ass people that care about others beyond our nose. Like, hey, we never met in real life anybody. Everybody here, all of our viewers, none of us has met physically, except for a few people under our umbrella of We the People. But like, this is a family that we I think we all looked for. But this is a community that we were all searching for when we all needed. And so I hope that you guys feel the same way when you're here. Jazzy, for sure. We got Andrea, big auntie up in here. Monique, of course. And we got a new viewer I've never seen, John Camille. And Pitchforks always is in the house. So in August, and Tomato, and all the just wonderful people that have always joined us throughout this journey. So anyway, any last let's get it out of here thoughts before we go?
I think we said it. We are the green grass growing in the cracks of the sidewalk, and that's something to give us hope.
Keep shooting out facts. Don't let all these lies that they're trying to throw out make you think something's not happening.
Mm-hmm. I say just keep it gangsta. Don't let these bitches try to fool you, try to make you feel weak or scared or anything, because we ain't got time. First of all, we ain't got time for that. Secondly, these people ain't shit, and we need to start fighting the energy with the same energy, and actually a lot more gangsta, a lot more calculated. We know how to read, we know how to write, we can like spell shit, you know what I mean? I don't think it's gonna be that hard, you guys. We just got to get it together, okay?
And watch out for catfishing MAGA men.
For sure. But they have a weird kind of twitch in their eye, and yeah, they're pretty easy to kind of suss out. If that's on you if you can't pick them out. Anyway, everybody, please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure to watch on Wednesdays and Fridays with the We the Peoples, where all our favorites are at, talking about the real shit. I have a special coming up about the Cincinnati brawl and like what really is going on, because this has been an ongoing story that has been kind of shoved underwater just so that injustice can happen. So I'm happy to present that with y'all. Anyway, we the people. Keep it
Thanks,
gangster.
y'all.
See you next time. Bye.
We the people unite.